Hey everybody, this is Steve O and Gail Saunders with SkinnyPost.com. We're going to recap the NFL Draft Day 2, second round, third round. We're just going to quickly go through our winners and losers and some surprise picks and some things that we see and want to discuss with you today. Right off the jump, I think you have to look at the Baltimore Ravens. We both agree they did really well. They got some guys in the second round that are going to come in and help that defense. Sergio Kindle was a great pickup, and then to come back and get Terrence Cody, who's going to rotate in on that defensive line. They got younger there, and I think they just did some real good things. I really like what they did in the second and third round today. What do you think, Gail?
I mean, you got two solid defensive players. You got a guy that can play the inside, and Terrence Cody, and that just leaves a nightmare on the end rushing in Suggs. And then they actually got a tight end in the third round, Ed Dixon, some guy that has potentially could take over Heap's spot one day. I mean, when you get two defensive players like that in the second round, I know there was the injury history with Sergio Kindle. That was an issue, but the Ravens weren't afraid to pull the trigger, so
yeah,
decent pickups.
Yeah, they got a lot of draft picks back too for the Denver trade for Tim Tebow, so they really did good. I mean, they got all the picks that they spent to get Anquan Bolden. They got them all back, and they could grab some guys that are going to help out. So Ozzie Newsome, hats off to him. He did a great job, I think, this year so far, and still has a couple more days to maybe grab some more talent. Another team that we both like is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm really impressed with what they did in the first couple days of the draft so far. Today they came out and got Brian Price, defensive tackle from UCLA. The guy's going to be a great three technique next to the McCoy that they got yesterday. I really think that their interior line is going to be solid for years to come, and then they move back into the draft and grab Aurelius Ben. Wide receiver was in need. They got a good big wide receiver, go-to target, and they've got some pieces in place now. And I think the Tampa Bay is heading in the right direction. I like what they did.
I mean, it's definitely great that they brought in those two tackles, man. I mean, that's what they needed. Get that defense back and running like they used to do back in the SAP days. And then they had a need at receiver, so they had to go with Ben. And they also picked up the Myron Lewis, he fits the scheme pretty well. So not bad. They're looking pretty good so far.
Yeah. Couple surprising picks. The Carolina Panthers were kind of lucky. They had the serendipity. They had the good fortune of finding a quarterback late in the rounds that nobody really wanted, I guess. And Jimmy Clausen ends up going to Carolina Panthers, and it's going to be maybe their franchise. We'll see how that all plays out. But Steve Smith's got a new quarterback to catch passes from, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out in Carolina.
I mean, in the second round, second day they got Brandon LaFell as well, and Armani Edwards, a kick returner and wide receiver, and Jimmy Clausen. I mean, he's going to a team where he can actually step in and compete. It's not only just sitting behind and watch. He can actually maybe step in to compete. And why can he do that is the offense that he's moving into is the same offense he was under in college. He's the offensive coordinator there was underneath Weiss, and it's not that often that you can move from college in the same offense that you learned under for the last 3 years and then go straight into the pros and play in that same exact offense. And it's been said at all the quarterbacks that were coming into the draft, the most pro ready was Jimmy Clausen, and now he just has a better opportunity in the same offense. So pretty solid pick. Yeah. I got lucky on that one.
A couple great running backs too to work with.
That's a good point.
That. I think we got to mention the New England Patriots too. I mean, they do it, man. They just keep moving down and stockpiling picks, and right now they got some guys like Rob Gronkowski and Brandon Spikes and Jermaine Cunningham picked up some talent, and they have 2 first-round picks next year, 2 second-round picks next year. I mean, basically they're loaded with guys they can get whoever they want, whenever they want. If they see a guy they want him, they can get him. And that's what they do, and that's what they've been doing for years. And Bill Belichick knows what he's doing when it comes to the draft. You got to definitely give him credit. I think
they definitely worked that draft, and they traded a third this year as well for a second next year's draft, and they also have the Raiders' first round draft pick next year as well.
Seymour, yeah.
They work the draft.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They stay competitive.